Yes, well, back with you. Hello again, Jim Burns. What we got going on here today is testing of our Lionel 229 motor assembly. And as you can see, I've already shined up the plates on the armature there. And we're going to now test it to make sure that there's no open windings. So in order to do that, just take our electric meter here, put it on ohms, and we'll touch our probes one plate and then the one next to it. We get it 1 ohm, and then this plate 1 ohm, and this plate 1 ohm. Okay, good. So that means that the windings on the armature itself are all intact, no open windings. So now we're going to touch our plates, touch our frame. All right. Don't see any change of the needle or the reading there. So nothing's shorting out anywhere. We're all in good shape. All right. So that part's good. No shorts, no open windings. And I just took this little guy right here, little buffing wheel on my battery operated moto tool. I've had this for 100 years. It's still the old NiCad battery on that. So but it's great for stuff like this where you don't need a lot of power. You can just, run slow or fast. But for stuff like this, you just need just slow speed. Just gently go along and touch up the plates there on the armature. And so I got all that off. This is all the dirt I got off the plates and the motor shaft. So I mean that's not bad, really. It's not bad at all. It looks bad, but it's not. That's just carbon from the brushes. So, and a little bit of oil. So it goes everywhere as that thing's spinning around in here. But okay, we're in good shape with that. So the next thing to do is to shut our meter off. We'll get this out of the way. Bear with me one moment. Get this wound up. That lives under there. Okay, so now make sure this roller assembly wire is not in the way there. I'll push that down there. Okay, so we'll put our brush plate. I didn't oil this or anything. I'm just testing. So I found a couple brushes in my stash here that will work just fine. One there. Here's one. These are brand new, so they'll work perfectly. And they've got the little notch on them where that spring sits in. You can see that. All right. Then the next thing is to put our screws back in. Now you got to pay attention here because I'll show you in a second. Let me get this one wound in here first. It's finger tight for now. Okay, remember I was talking in the last video about that washer we found on there, and I didn't realize at the moment. But anyway, that's on this screw here, or machine screw here. And what that washer does, if you can see, I don't know if I can zoom in or not here. Is that close enough? Maybe a little more. Okay. You see this plastic has a raised area right here. It's like the shape of a horseshoe. Okay. The washer sits on that, and it just spans these little spaces here. But anyway, that enables the washer to make contact with this brush holder here. And this will be our ground side. So we get our washer on there, and it'll be on a flat. Otherwise, if this raised area wasn't here, the washer would be cockeyed, you know, as you tighten the screw down. So this keeps the washer on an even plane with the thickness of this brush holder. And then that makes contact from the frame of the motor and into the brush holder, and ultimately to our brushes. Okay, let's see if we can zoom back out without messing this up. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Okay, so we'll get this back on here. Get that washer on there. Get it in the hole. And this is a good example of why you don't tighten things too tight, so you can, there it goes, see, now it just dropped right in. Always leave it loose until you're ready and everything's started and ready to be tightened down. Then you can tighten it all down. Okay, that's finger tight. That's finger tight. Now, if you can see, try to zoom in here again. All right, that washer is actually on top of the brush holder, making contact with that brush holder arm right there. So that'll give us our ground side. The one with the solder, that's the hot side, we'll just say. So we'll have the, hopefully we'll have a good circuit here for our test procedure. All right, let me zoom back out. Yeah, what did I do? Oh, there we go. When you have hands like that are curled like this, all I can do is 2 thumbs to make it do that. Oh, good Lord. But what can you do? We shall persevere. Okay, now what we're going to do, I'm going to move this light out of the way for the moment. Or let me do it this way. Sounds as creaky as I do. Yeah. So anyhow, I got a pair of tweezers here. They've got an angled tip on them. But what I'm going to try and accomplish here is reaching down inside the brush holder The light's in my way. Grabbing that spring. Just holding it off to the side for a moment. Not putting too much bend on it or pressure. Drop the brush in. Put the spring, let it go. Get back in there. This is the easiest way I've found. Some guys position them on the armature, on the commutator plates there, and then try to guide this into place, and it never works out because you're fighting against the spring pressure. I mean, some guys have done it, of course. It can be done, but this is the easiest way I've found. Grab that spring. Oh. Get that out of the way. Drop in our brush. Push the spring back into place. All right. So now, do a little inspection. Okay, the springs are sitting in the grooves of the brushes. All right, let's see. That's all we need to do to test this. Like I say, this isn't oiled or greased or anything, so we're just gonna try this dry, as they say, and just to see if it's, gonna work at all. That's the main thing before we continue on with this project. If this works, then we'll go ahead and order more parts and bring them in to bring this beast back to life, huh? Okay, so now what we gotta do, got my wires here for my transformer. I'll put a ground wire here. Let's do it this way. Okay, now we need the other wire from the transformer. It's on the variable voltage of the transformer, of course. I'm bypassing the rollers. They're still all hooked up, but I'm bypassing the rollers, the E unit, everything. Because we know the E unit isn't active. It's not working. The coil must be open. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm getting no reaction out of it at all. So instead of trying to get that all worked out, we're gonna take this, go to this side of the coil. Hopefully that's pinched on that solder right there. Now, what we need, let me find something here. Here's one. Oh, what we need to do now is come off of this, the other side of the coil winding on our field here. Hopefully that's making contact. We'll see in a moment. And we've already got ground, so that'll power this brush where this washer's in contact with that brush holder. So we'll put this right there on that brush holder. Let's see, I got everything right? All right, we'll have to lift it up off the tables because those wheels will make it travel. Yeah, let's see what happens. Hey, there she goes. You can hear that chattering. That's because it's running dry, so you don't want to do this too long, but oh yeah, she's working good. I'm happy with that. Now you need the E unit to make it go backwards, or I could just switch the leads around, but I'm quite happy that the motor is running at all after all these years. Good Lord. So we got our new brushes in, we got a clean commutator. So now I can go ahead and start cleaning all this, the rest of the body here. This needs a damn good cleaning right here. The Baldwin discs need cleaned, all this does. But yeah, I'm very happy about that. All right, so this is a short video showing this procedure to get this puppy running. I'm so happy. Everything else is just more or less cosmetic, you know. This is the part you worry about if you have a good motor. If you don't have a good motor, it's a shelf piece, you know, it just sits there and gathering dust. But now she will run, so she will ride the rails again. Excellent. So we'll move onward and I'll clean stuff. You don't need to see me cleaning, do you? I don't think so. And start repairing the body and get some more parts. Get the rods ordered if I can find them. Get the front pilot and the rear wheels and clips, and we'll go from there. Excellent. Toodles.